A quick demonstration of pages in the community content system. We're just going to create a simple index HTML page today. I can see there are multiple page types you can create, including CSS and JavaScript. The only difference between a CSS or a JavaScript page type is that the system knows to output the correct headers to the browser, so the browser knows how to render them properly in your page. I'm just going to name this home page and just index HTML. You don't have to put .html or any other extension onto the end of your file. We do, because most people expect web pages to have .html or .php or something on the end, but you don't have to do that. We do it just simply because people are used to that. I'm going to put this in the root folder because I want this to be my site homepage. Description is something that's optional. It's just to help you remember what individual pages are for. After you have dozens or perhaps hundreds of pages, it could get confusing. The description is not shown to the visitor to your website. I'm going to be doing BB code for this page just to keep it simple so we don't have to sit here and type HTML together. You can do raw HTML, which means you're just presented with a simple text box and you can type anything you want in there. You can also do PHP. And that's a pretty powerful feature of the community content system. If you know PHP, is because it's integrated with IPB, you have access to IPB's entire database, all of its functions, all of its classes, all of its APIs, or you can simply write your own code. So the PHP functionality is very flexible in that regard. I'm not going to get into templates or anything like that this time. We'll cover templates in the future. And I'm not, for the purpose of the demo, I'm not going to do meta tags or descriptions. But if you were to fill these out, the system would automatically insert those into the page for search engines and such. So because I'm using BB code, you're presented with the familiar text editor that you see on any forum post or anywhere else in IPS software. Everyone's seen this quite often, I'm sure. And you can insert anything you could on any other website or anything like that. The time to live setting is how long the page should cache. Usually you can ignore this. This comes into play if you have a busy website. And it's also important for blocks especially, because for instance if you had a block that pulled a feed from another site, you wouldn't want that to pull every time someone clicked the page. You'd want there to be some sort of delay, say 15 minutes, so that website is not being pulled every time the page clicks, because if there's a delay pulling it, your web page will hang waiting for that to reply, and you don't want that to happen. This page is very important. This controls who can see the page that you just created. By default, it's select to all, because this would be a public web page. However, you can use the permission mask settings to select who, using the member group functions in IPB, who can see this page. And that's really useful if you want to create private staff-only sections of your website, or maybe you want to create premium member groups and have premium content that users have to pay for to get access to. And you can do that here very simple, just by selecting the different group that you want to have access to. And then from there you just refresh, and it shows up in your site. I'm currently set up to use IPB's skin system, so this looks like the page is within IPB. Of course, as we covered previously, you don't have to do that. You can create your own templates and just output it as just regular raw HTML, so it doesn't have to look like your board. You can also create new skins, so the system is really flexible in regards to how you want things to look and where you want them to be.